All right, so this next lesson is on area and perimeter of composite figures. So I love this lesson, and it's kind of putting the perimeter, which you know about perimeter and area, and kind of putting it together. So first though, let's just review some area and perimeter problems. So pause it, work through these problems, and we'll get started. All right, so you should be checking your work right now. After you pause it, so the area of a triangle is 1/2 my base times my height. And so my base is wherever the right angle is located. So if we're drawing this little symbol, right, wherever that right angle is, that's our base. So we'll do 1/2 10 times my height, which is 6.6. Okay. After we do that, we do 10 times 6.6 divided by 2. That's 33 yards squared. All right, and then for a perimeter, we just add all of the distance around together. So 10 plus 8 plus 9.5. 10 plus 8 plus 9.5 equals 27.5 yards. All right, then same thing here. My area though is just base times height. So it's just 6.1 times 3, which is 18.3 miles squared. And then my perimeter is, we know this, since it's a rectangle, this is 3, this is 3, 6.1, this is 6.1. So we can do 2 times 3 plus 2 times 6.1. And that is 6 plus 2 times 6.1. I forgot my parentheses. So that's 18.2. All right, and that's how we do that. All right, so a composite figure is made up of simple geometric shapes such as triangles and rectangles. You can find the area of composite and other irregular figures by separating them into non-overlapping familiar figures, and the sum of the areas of these figures is the area of the entire figure. You can also estimate area of irregular figures by using graph paper. So let's look at this first one. And what I would do if you were in my class is I'd say, okay, try this on your own, see what you can do. And we're gonna go over it. So do it. Pause the video. All right, you should have answered these questions, but I feel like this is a good introduction to kind of see what's going on. So count the number of filled or almost filled squares. Actually, just count the amount of filled. I think this is a typo. Sorry about that. Count the amount of filled squares. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 11 full squares. Then count the number of squares about half full. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. So we're going to add the number of filled squares plus 1/2 the number of 8 of the half full. So that's 11 plus 4, which is equal to 15. So that's my composite. So this is just get an introduction. Basically, we're taking two pieces of information and our area and perimeter, we're adding them together. So that's what composite figures are. All right, so let's look at this first one. Step 1, separate the figure into smaller, similar figures. So for example, if I kind of cut this shape right here, then look, I have a rectangle here, and then I have a triangle here, so I can find the area of the rectangle and the triangle and add them together. So let's do that. Area of the rectangle, this says is 8 yards. So my length is 9. My width is 8. So my area here is, I think it's 72. Yeah, 72 yards squared. And the area of the triangle is 1/2 my base, which is 2, times my height, which is, now don't say 3. I don't think you were saying 3, but if you were, don't say 3. It's 9, okay? And then 9, so the area here is just 9. So the area of my entire figure would be 72 plus 9, which is equal to 81 yards squared. All right, and we do a similar thing if we were trying to find perimeter. All right, perimeter is usually actually pretty easier. Pretty easier, what does that mean? Is easier, especially with this problem. I know this is 8 yards, and so just to find the perimeter, I do 8 plus 9 plus 8 plus 3 plus 2. And that would be the perimeter around that shape. All right, so it says the Wrights want to tile their entry with 1 square foot tiles. How much tile do they need? So we're gonna separate this into, this time, 3 different shapes, right? We have 2 triangles and then 1 rectangle. All right, and since we're trying to find square footage, okay, that's usually an indicator of area. So we need to find the area of these. So let's find the area of our rectangle. So area, area of the rectangle. And then we do 5 times just base times my height, which is 12, which is equal to 60 feet squared. And then we're gonna find the area of triangles, I guess I should say, because they're the same, I think. All right, I know. We know this whole thing is 7 feet. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that these two are equal. So I don't know how else you would do that. But if this whole thing is 7 feet, this is 5 feet, we know 2 is left over. So how many feet has to be here and here? 1. So, because if this is 5, there has to be 1 here and 1 here for it to be an equal 7. So we know we have 1 is my base, so 1/2 my base, which is 1, times my height, which is 4, so that is 2 feet squared. But we have 2 of those, so we're putting it all together. We have our rectangle plus one of our triangles plus another one of our triangles, so 64 feet squared is how many square footage that the Wrights are going to need. All right, over here we have the Franklins this time want to put wallpaper on the wall. How much wallpaper do they need? So same thing, we were looking for the area of the wall, because that's what we're looking at when we're putting up wallpaper. We know, let's go ahead and find the triangle. So let's do area, of the triangle is 1/2 my base. So my base, it's kind of hard to find. This whole length is 23 and this is 18. So to find my base, I do 23 minus 18. And then for my height, I know this is 5 feet, this is 6 feet. So height has to be 6 plus 5. So 1/2, 23 minus 18 is 5. Times 11, so 55 divided by 2 is 27.5 feet squared. So that's the area of this triangle. All right, to find the area of this rectangle, we're going to take, all right, so this is where people go wrong, okay? Why are we not using 23? Do you see how 23 is this whole distance? The rectangle stops here. So this is 18 times 6 would give me the area of the rectangle. Sorry, my handwriting is pretty bad. It gets better throughout the year. 6 times 18, which is 108. So the area of that whole distance would be 108 plus 27.5, which is 135.5 feet squared. That's our answer. All right, and I should have said, go ahead and pause it and try all 3 of these you try problems, and then we're gonna go over it. All right, so you should be done. So we're gonna break this one up again. The area of our square is 36 squared, which is, I don't know what 36 squared is off the top of my head. 1,296. So this is the area of our square. I'll just label this as square. And then our rectangle is 72 times 18. Which is also 1,296. Would you look at that? So, 2,592 inches squared is my area. All right, in the perimeter, we know this is 36. This is, I don't know how you find, let's see. We know whatever 72 minus 36 is would give us this whole distance. So let's do that real quick. 72 minus 36 is 36. So I know this little bit and this together, I don't know how to, these two added together give me 36. All right. And then this is 18. So we know 18 plus 72 plus 18 plus this whole part, which is 36, plus 36, plus 36, plus 36. There's a lot of 36s. 18, let me make sure I did this right. 18 plus 72 plus 18 plus 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 36s. All right, all together give me 252 inches. All right, and I won't give you a problem like this. That was a little tricky seeing that, so I wouldn't give you that, but still, it's a good challenge for some of y'all. All right, and then again, we're just gonna separate it into two different parts. Here we have 10 times 7.5 for our area of our rectangle, which is 75 centimeters squared. Plus, and then we got 5 times, sorry, 1/2, 5 times 7.5. Which is 75 plus 18.75. All right, and then we're just gonna add those together. So that's 93 centimeters squared. So I just found the area of this triangle and the area of this rectangle and added them together. So that's what you should have gotten. Hopefully you got that. All right, then the perimeter is gonna be a little tricky because we have to use our Pythagorean theorem. Yeah, our Pythagorean theorem to find this. And we'll just assume that these are equal, I guess, yeah. So 7.5 divided by 2 is 3.75. And so we're going to find our, and then our height is 5, okay? So to figure out what this is, I gotta do 3.75 squared plus 5 squared is equal to c squared. 3.75 plus 25 divided by, or take the square root of that, and we get 6.25. Sorry, this should have been 39.0625 equals c squared. we'll take the square root, and this is 6.25. All right, so I know this part is 6.25. I'm also gonna assume this is 6.25, okay? Because we would get the same thing. And this is 10. All right, so we have all the information we need after that. So this is 10 plus 6.25 plus 6.2, oh, you can't see this, sorry. 6.25 plus another 10 plus 7.5. All right, so that is 48 centimeters. And there we go, 48 centimeters is my perimeter. All right, so if you have any questions, again, email me. Also, you can rewatch this video a couple times if you get stuck. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day.